Hello and welcome back to the Chasing the Stars podcast, YouTube, whatever you want to call it. I'm Alice.
Hi, Jess.
And today we are joined, I don't know if this is again, or if this is the first time you're seeing him. This is our second video with him. But we are joined by the wonderful Jordy.
Hello,
And
I'm Jordy.
we are just going to have a fun little sit down. This is literally all purely just for fun. I would like to clarify, just for fun. All opinions are our own. Everybody shares different opinions. This is just for fun. In case you are unsure, this is just for fun.
So it's serious business?
Just for fun. So obviously some of this is factual. We will go through the little factual bits first, like the actual confirmed drivers. But apart from that, me, Jess and Jordy are going to sit through and we're just going to discuss our Formula E, not predictions, who we would like to see move up to Formula E for the 2021 season. This isn't essentially who we definitely think is going to move up, more who we want to move up, kind of mixed with who we could see moving up. Some of these might be complete breaches and would never happen in a million years. Some of these might come true. But if we go through the confirmed first, so confirmed drivers are Lucas de Grassi with Audi, and then there's another spare seat at Audi. Max Gunther at BMW, and there is another spare seat at BMW. Diaz de Chite are bringing back Antonio Felix da Costa and Jean-Eric Verne. Envision are bringing back Robin Frines. It's because I always call him Robin Fringe because I can never say Frines. Robin Frines and Nick Cassidy. And then Dragon have 2 empty seats. Mahindra have confirmed Alexander Sims for the season, and then there's a spare seat. Mercedes have confirmed the return of Nick de Vries and Stoffel van Dorn. Neo 333 have 2 empty seats. Nissan Edam also have 2 empty seats as of now. Jaguar have confirmed Sam Bird and Mitch Evans. Porsche have confirmed Pascal Wehrlein and Andre Lotterer, and then Venturi has 2 empty seats as well. So they're the confirmations and the empty seats. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 empty seats in Formula E as we speak. Now, I don't believe anyone else has been announced since we made these notes. I haven't seen anybody be announced.
I don't remember.
Since this goes up, more people might have been announced for the seat. So, yeah, obviously as we're filming this, these are the announcements for now, as we speak. Who wants to kick off the fun? The fun!
Come on, you bring Susie Wolf in Ventura.
Well,
Me and Jess for this one made a couple of notes. We're doing one for Formula 2 as well, which we've made absolutely no notes. But this one we made a couple of notes for fun. And in Venturi I put Susie Wolf. I would absolutely love to see her back in a car. Could you imagine she was running the Venturi team and driving?
That'd be quite interesting, to be fair.
it's just Bruce McLaren vibes.
Yeah. I love Susie Wolf. I think she's a boss ass. I was going to say an appropriate word, and I'm not going to. I think she's great. I think that would be such a power move. Could you imagine? We also put Eduardo Mortara in the Venturi as well. I'd love to see Mortara back. I think he's great, personally.
He's done all very well, so,
He's,
previous season, even.
I love Felipe, but he did not do very well.
We didn't have a great season this year. If we're working from the bottom up from what we've got, the next is Nissan Edams, and I will hand Nissan Edams over to Jess because Nissan Edams is her team, as well as
I think they should keep Alva Roland and obviously Sebastian Bremy because they've got podiums, wins, etc. They're doing well.
Boring.
second in championship last year. So I think they should keep that too, because they've done incredibly well. Especially Oliver Rowan, who definitely proved himself.
Yeah, Roland and Buemi, both of them just incredibly talented drivers with a lot of potential, and I think if any pairing is going to take Edams to the top, it's Buemi and Roland. Neo 333. The only person we put in was Oliver Turvey and left the other gap spare. I just can't really see who else would be going to like Neo 333. I've got like people in my mind that I'd like to see go into Formula E, but I just don't think Neo is definitely the Williams of the grid.
It's just gonna be the one with the most money.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like
last year it was Ma Ching Ha, who we all know is not a very good driver, to put it least.
I thought he was Jess's favourite.
Oi. Because they're currently rebranded themselves to be more like a Chinese team, so I feel like he might be back. Not because of talent, just because the way they want to run.
I like Neo 333 because their name is Neo 333 and their cars are 3 and 33.
It's meant to be lucky number.
What, 333 or 3? Or 33?
333, I think.
333?
I think so.
That's such a coincidence that cars are 3 and 33. I would have never guessed that. so surprising. Oh, by the way, that's sarcasm for anyone who didn't understand.
All I have to say is 333.
Yes.
3.
Yes. 3?
3!
3.
3.
Sidetracked.
I can't talk about Mercedes because they've already confirmed their lineup. But I'm happy.
Oh.
I love Nick DeVries and love Stoffel Van Dorn, so I'll let it pass. Mahindra, so obviously have confirmed Alexander Sims, which came as a shock to me. I remember sending the screenshot to Jess, and I'm pretty sure she sent it back to me as well, and we were both like... that was the crossover of the century that no one was expecting.
Alright then.
That really was there you go, I have a cheeky surprise today. And just shook. Like, he went from BMW to Mahindra.
Was he a BMW works driver as well?
Yeah.
So that switch to
I think he
Mahindra
was.
is weird.
Unless BMW are becoming like a Red Bull and have Max on a pedestal and Sims doesn't want to be the second seat driver. But then Sims is insanely... Where did he finish? 13th.
But he had an unlucky season.
Yeah, because he went 8th and 1st and then retired, and then it went downhill from there. So unless he just felt like maybe BMW just wasn't working with him anymore, like, you know, because Max got 1st, 2nd, and then another 1st, and then obviously a double set of retirements. But, you know, whether he just maybe wasn't working well with BMW anymore, maybe BMW didn't want him anymore, maybe... Who knows? But I do quite like Mahindra as a team. I think Mahindra are a great team. Obviously not the best on the grid, but they're not the worst on the grid. And, you know, I think they'll get there eventually.
Jerome Ambrose was confirmed out to Mahindra, right?
Was so?
I think he is.
I remember him
Because-
something to do with Jerome saying that he was not doing it.
I think Sims is like a direct replacement for Jerome. Well, Alex Lynn has done quite well.
He came in for Berlin after
Yeah.
having a year out. Was it a year or a year? 2 years?
I thought you got his name wrong for a second. I was like, what do you mean Alex Lynn? It's Alex Wynn. It just says it right there. And then remember to put Alex Wynn because W's
dear.
for Alex Wynn. We're going to get it this time. If he is in that Formula E seat, he is fighting for that championship. I don't care. You could tell me differently.
No.
I will not believe you.
Alex Lynn did the second half of the previous season as well as a replacement for Nelsinho Piquet at Jaguar.
Oh yeah. I thought that was this season. I just remembered it was last season. Oh god.
No, this season was replacing Wehrlein
Yeah.
Yeah.
because Wehrlein became a Porsche driver.
I want Alex Lynn to have one full season in Formula E.
But
Well-
he did.
He's already done that.
But I want him to have another full season in Formula E. This is all I ask for from this man. All I ask for. He did great as his little fill-in. He got 9th, 5th, 8th, right? Shut up. Nobody asked.
I mean,
I think
Yeah.
he works really well with Mahindra, and I think him and Sims would get on like best buddies, and I think they could work great as a team to put Mahindra in a place where like Mahindra could be, you know, up there fighting with the top dogs and not down the bottom with Neo 333. Sorry, I won't say 333 anymore. See, for Dragon, we have no names, right? Like, no confirmations. And, me and Jess agreed that the one man that should be in that seat, hopefully Dragon will be a bit better next year. They had a rough season this year, but we can bring it back, right? We can bring it back. The wonderful and the incredible Sergio Setu Camera. I don't care where he's driving, preferably not Neo, but we'll do as we do. I want to see Sergio Setu Camera driving in Formula E this year.
I think he's got an announcement in the works because on the day we recorded this podcast, he sent a tweet with like 3 eye emojis. You know, the one. Those. If anyone's watching, that must have looked very funny.
Just a silence where we're all like...
He's got an announcement coming. Certainly.
like
It might have been announced by the time this goes up.
you know, I wouldn't mind seeing him in like a BMW or something. But as long as he gets a seat, I'll be happy. And he did work really well with Dragon. His qualifying wasn't bad. It was just his races just weren't 100% there. I think that was probably more on the fault of the car than anything. I just don't think the Dragon was 100% there last season. He managed to do the best he could in qualifying with it and tried to do as best he could in the actual races itself. I'd like to see more of him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
the Dragon was not really that well last year because you got Brandon Hartley, Le Mans winner, who could do nothing. Nico Muller, who is leading the DTM championship as we speak, could do nothing. So all insanely talented drivers who could do nothing with the car.
We have one
Yeah.
more seat, and this might be a shout. Like this might be a big dive, but I would like to see Jake Hughes in it.
I think so.
We,
He seems like the guy to like be with Dragon. Don't know why.
like we briefly discussed this in the podcast we just filmed, but I can't remember if that goes up first or if this one goes up first. But basically, Jake Hughes said that he would really love to race in Formula E, which I don't blame him. So Jake Hughes said that he'd really like to do Formula E. He is able to do Formula E if he finishes the season in Formula 2, he will be eligible for Formula E. And I would love to see him in Formula E. I think he's a cracking little driver, and I think that he would get on really well in Formula E, and I think Dragon is a great first team for him, especially if he would be racing with someone like Sergio Setu Camera. I just think the two would get on like two peas in a pod and, you know, really help Dragon get into a position where they want to be in. I love Jake
Basically,
Hughes. I think
yes.
he's great. Envision and Dichita have both been completely confirmed. And then
Boring.
you tell that to the teams. And then BMW have obviously confirmed Max Gunther. So my one little comment in this box was, I want Louis. That's all I wrote was, I want Louis. I want Louis Delachar out of Formula 2 and into a paid driver seat because he deserves it. The fella said he would love to race in Formula E. You know, if that was his path, if that's the path he's meant to have, he would love to race in Formula E. I'd love to see him in Formula E, and I think BMW would be a nice little seat for him.
Louis has history with BMW because he raced in Formula BMW all the way back when it still existed.
Now such a Louis delicious.
Oh, do you know who he was racing with that year?
Who?
Mr. Hugo de Sadelier.
All I could think about was him getting banned off Twitch for a day.
I don't know who Hugo de Sadelier is.
Oh.
Yeah, I just think Louis and BMW would be a great little fit. He's got his history with BMW, and I would love to see him in a paid race car seat, and I think Formula E would be great for him. The last team in Formula E that we have is Audi, which obviously Lucas de Grassi is confirmed. And then we have one spot left. One twiddly little spot left. And we put René Rast.
I really hope it's going to be René Rast. He did a wonderful job at Berlin.
He was crikey.
Yeah.
René
Wasn't he
Rast
good at
finished
DTM as well?
15th. And he started in Berlin.
Yeah. Well, Berlin was half the championship, but still.
Still, he beat Daniel Att, Felipe Massa, Oliver Turvey, and Nico Muller, who all competed the entire season.
I forgot Daniel Abt actually did the entire season.
He also beat Jerome D'Ambrosio, who also did the full season.
Jesus, was Jerome that low in the championship?
16th he finished.
Oh my god.
René Rast beat him by 10 points. 10 points.
Oh my god.
I know. Like, you got a podium in half a championship.
René Rast went from DTM, which is mainly cars, to a Formula E, which is open wheelers. And it's a vastly different championship. But he gets on a podium, so I'm like, you know what? Go for it, mate.
I love how Jess is like, yeah, open wheelers, and then me like, low zoom cars.
Yeah, the last time he did Formula Racing was, well, also Formula E because he was a replacement driver at one race in 2015. But before that, the last time he did Formula Racing was all the way back in 2004.
Crikey.
I'm having existential crisis because I was actually born that year.
Oh my
No,
god.
but he's a two-time DTM champion in his first 3 seasons, and DTM is an excellent championship.
Definitely. It's also quite competitive. This.
Yeah,
Well, I'm hearing as an outsider,
It's-
so don't watch it.
it's a bit sad that it's dying.
Yeah.
It's funny how I said I was going to watch it extra as well.
It's funny how bitches turn into my fans. Sorry, when you said it's funny, that's thinking in my mind.
Professionalism.
Sorry, I'll cut it out, I promise, Jess.
Well,
But yeah, is there any names that people want to throw into the loop that could move into Formula E? Doesn't matter what team. Any names that you would like to see?
I have not necessarily like to see, but one that could happen. Roman Grosjean.
Oh,
He-
yeah.
he's
True.
But he's been flirting with Formula E for several years now, I think.
Did you say flirting?
Well, isn't that how you say it in English? Because
Yes.
when we yes, exactly.
I know what you
Roman
mean.
Grosjean has been flirting with Formula E.
Yeah.
Hey, Formula E.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
yeah, but
This man keeps yelling at me, and I want to save space to cry. Oh,
No,
that's
but,
not how you flirt? I wouldn't know.
I think Grosjean was pretty close to a seat at Dams, Nissan Dams or Renault back then when Nicolas Prost got yeeted.
That would be Renault.
Yeah. And he's probably going to be out of F1 after this year, finally.
T.
I don't think either Haas boys are going to be sticking around beyond this year. If any of them are, it's going to be K-Mag, and Grosjean is going to be out. So if Grosjean is out and looking for a seat, I can see him getting offered up a little seat in Formula E.
He has said, like, last week that he has options in Formula E. And you don't say, oh, I have options in another club, in another series, when you're staying in F1.
Yeah.
You don't say that.
Like, you say to Max, like, oh, any possibility? Nope. No, I'm not leaving F1. What do you mean me leaving F1? No, absolutely not. Like, so Grosjean, so what happens if you leave F1? Oh, well, I got options in Formula E, you know, it don't really bother me. Like, I think deep down Grosjean ready to move on from Formula 1. I think he sees that Formula 1 is the end of the road for him. Like, as in, like, I feel like he looks at Formula 1 as if he can't go anywhere else from here. I think he understands now that he's not going to be a world champion. But he could go to Formula E and be competing for world championships. Like, the comparison I like to use is that Nick De Vries and Nick Latifi both graduated out of F2 last year. De Vries went to Formula E, Latifi went to Formula 1. Latifi sitting on 0 points, being out-qualified by his teammate every week. Nick De Vries on podiums. I personally know which sport I would prefer to race in.
And it's not necessarily like Grosjean is a terrible driver, because he did score a lot of podiums back with Lotus.
Mm.
With regularly beating Kimi Räikkönen as his teammate.
It's not terrible, it's just Haas.
And you don't just unlearn driving. I mean, you could see it with Sebastian Vettel. He doesn't just unlearn driving. He's just in a shit car.
Professional.
Can I say that?
Yeah, it's fine. I think a lot of it comes down to as well that Haas just seems to, like, from the outside looking in, obviously none of us are behind the scenes of Haas, so we can't make any complete judgments on it, but to me, Haas from the outside looks like a very unhealthy environment. The cars aren't 100% pucker, and I just feel like Grosjean just doesn't mesh well with the team and with the car, and I just don't think that he'd want to stay around in that situation for much longer.
Yeah. Haas did get Grosjean when they started because of experience, but now they got K-Mag, who's also experienced, so there's no need, technically there's no need to keep Grosjean.
You don't need two extremely experienced drivers to make a team run.
And they could just get rid of both of them and get like Perez or Hulkenberg.
But then you also have the feeder series drivers.
Yeah, well, Haas are not going to put two rookies in.
I'm looking at the Formula 2 Championship right now, because if anyone's going to move up, it's going to be through Formula 2. Obviously, the top three are more going to be going to Formula 1. I can't see Lundgaard personally moving up to Formula E, but I can see Guan Yu Zhou perhaps making the leap to Formula E if the opportunity arose for him. And I wouldn't be mad about seeing him there.
Sure.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, Neil want to make more Chinese, and he's a Chinese driver, so he's actually good.
Like, could you imagine if Neo 333 put Guan Yu Zhou and I can't say his name, Mahing Gua? There you go. And a team together just to make a full Chinese elite team.
I mean, that would bring publicity.
That would.
True.
Could you imagine that? That would actually be sick. Maybe I'd become a Neo stan. Call me Neo.
Watch out, Noah. Someone's coming after you. After your place.
Maybe that's where Matsushita's going.
If Matsushita's going anywhere, he's gonna be back to Japan, I think.
He's probably gonna do something like Super Formula, actually.
He's 26.
He's already done a season of Super Formula before he came back to F2.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He
thinking.
finished 11th. I can't think of anyone else. Obviously, the results will come out within the next few months. We come back to Formula E in 2012. No, we do not. In January. Why did I get January in 2012 mixed up?
We're going back in time.
Yeah, so we return in Chile in January 16th, I think, off the top of my head, maybe 19th. The number was one way around. Whether it's
16th.
Aha, it was like the first time. So we return to Chile on January 16th, which means everyone is more than likely going to be announced before the end of 2020. If not, it's going to be some sort of spooky surprise on the day. But we will try and keep you guys in the loop as best as possible. I think we've got a couple of... Let me check our schedule.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
in December, Jess and I do have a couple of podcasts planned around Formula E. We're not going to drop anything too much about it right now, but we will be discussing some Formula E stuff in December, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Hopefully as well by then that all of the lineup is announced and we will be able to talk to you guys about the lineup and, you know, tell you about the lineup as well. But yeah, hopefully we're going to start to find out soon, because I am personally missing Formula E far too much, and especially now we're 2 months away from Formula 2 and Formula 3 is over. I got nothing. Well, I got Formula 1, but like, I got nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely nothing. Will Susie Wolf race next year? Who knows? Power move of the century, that would be. My God.
Are you going to Photoshop Susie Wolf's face onto a Venturi's outfit?
Yes, maybe Toto Wolff will race for Venturi.
Oh?
Oh. Heard it here first.
You heard it in first, guys. If any of these actually come true, we're not suggesting their predictions in the slightest, because none of these will probably come true. But if they do come true, you heard it here first, and we predicted the future. And yeah. But if you want anything, any of the recaps from, I was gonna say the 2019-2020 Formula E season, we literally have from Berlin onwards. But if you want to hear anything to do with Berlin onwards from the Formula E 2020 season, or anything about any of the past drivers, then head over to Chasing the Stars and you can get all your information there for you. With the Formula E season starting back in January, we will be updating you guys continuously about the racing, whether that be our predictions about the actual races or our reviews and our conversations about the race weekends. You'll be able to find it all there. Anything you need to know about any of the new drivers that get announced will be on there for you as well. And yeah, anything to add, you two?
It's going to be an exciting season.
I'm very excited for the 2021 Formula E season. I hope everything has died down a bit so we can go to London. Oh, I want to go to London.
Is London on the calendar? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Last 2 races.
Alright then.
Oh,
Wait, it's happening on my birthday.
Oh, it actually is.
we're
It
gonna
actually is this year.
We're gonna miss America.
Last year was the day before.
Why? Oh yeah, Silverstone.
America's on Silverstone. But yeah, anyway, so thank you guys for tuning in. Check us out next week at 5 p.m. BST might be GMT. Don't know what. Can't remember when this goes
Wait, when's
up.
this
Can't
one
remember
out?
when the hours go back. Can't
It's-
remember if we're in BST or GMT.
It's the final, like, near the end of October. So, I think it might still be BST just about.
It could be ours is end of October. I don't know whether it's there as well.
Well, we'll see you at 5 p.m. UK time. That's BST, GMT, 5 p.m. It should be up as long as I don't like get swept away into an ocean or something. I don't know.
Will you?
The professionalism is real.
Well, I live near a
Exactly.
beach. Maybe I'll want to go edit on the beach. Who's to say I don't want to edit on the beach? Exactly.
Can I join?
You can come edit
Maybe
on the
the weather.
beach. We can sit 2 meters apart with our laptops and edit on the beach.
Yes, I love to sit at the beach when it's 10 degrees and raining.
But that's the UK.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, if you can't be bothered to wait around till Sunday to see us, you can watch any of our old podcasts on the channel you're watching this on right now. And if you just want to have a little read, then head over to chasingthestars.co.uk for absolutely anything and everything you could possibly need regarding Formula 2, Formula 3 and Formula E. And we will see you guys tomorrow for I can't remember what's going up tomorrow, for a lovely little post. I think it's a
Team at a glance.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Auf Wiedersehen. I was about to say bonjour, but that's hello. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, goodbye, ciao ciao.
tot ziens.
Tot ziens.
Tot ziens.
Tot ziens. Adios, aloha, sayonara, bon voyage, valet, au revoir, shalom. Tot ziens. In the end.
In
In the end. Bye!